These are the four topics that are there for today's agenda. Like we'll introduce to people analytics domain. What are the problems? What are the challenges that we are facing in the industry? And also possible problems, like possible problems in the sense practical problems that I'm doing right now in my career and what I've done so far. Like I'm there in the industry, like people analytics industry from last 3 to 4 years. So I'll explain or we will discuss about the problems that I worked on and what are there in the industry as well. And also we will discuss about data science applications since we are more focused on the data science algorithms, like what kind of applications, what kind of techniques that we can implement or we can use in those problems. So those things we will discuss. And also the most important thing after all doing all this, like knowing about people analytics and knowing about problems, implementation about this data science techniques, like what we create, what impact that we create. So basically at the end of the objective we need to make an impact. So what kind of impact that we will create, we will discuss in the later on slides.
Yeah, Praveen sir, you are muted actually.
Okay,
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah, now it's
are you able to hear me now?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so okay, I was talking about this agenda earlier. I'm sorry, I was on mute. So let's like these are the topics that are there for today's agenda. Okay, like first we will discuss about introduction to people analytics domain, like what exactly we will do in the industry, or what is this people analytics means, or what kind of data that we look every day. So introduction to people analytics domain, and also we will see the possible problems in the sense practical problems that I'm doing every day to day my work, like what kind of problems that are existing in the industry. And also we will see data science application. So when we see the problem we need to, as this course entirely is focused on the data science, right? So we need to apply our data science techniques like what kind of techniques we can apply and what kind of solutions that we can get from the data and from the problem. And the last part, which is very important to any industry or any domain, and especially to specific to this industry, the impact. Like after all, knowing your people analytics domain and problems, and applying your data science technique, like what impact that you will create. So that is very much important. So we will discuss about impact also. So now let's discuss about like people analytics domain. What is people analytics domain? Like what kind of data that we see every day. So people analytics domain is nothing but understanding and analyzing the people's data or associates data. So assume there are 100,000 associates in an organization. So you will be having the demographic data, you will be having learning data, you will be having various source of survey results data. So there are so much data about people, there are so much data about associates. So we need to make in meaningful insights using the data, uh, using various techniques, whether it is a data science or whether it is simple statistics. So basically we need to get insights, meaningful insights using the data. So that's the people analytics. So the data is different, but the tools, techniques, everything is the same. So in simple word, it is also referred as HR analytics, where you see a lot of HR related data, and workforce analytics or talent analytics involves, which is involves gathering, analyzing, and reporting the HR data. So HR data is nothing but people's data. So that's the people analytics industry, which is very very interesting. And why we do this people analytics work, why we do all these data science work or analytics work in the people analytics industry. So it enables organization to measure the impact. So assume there is a company and they have applied a new policy or new methodology into the industry. So now they wanted to test whether this policy or this methodology is going in a employee friendly, or employees are opposing it, or how employees are reacting to it. So you need to understand organization, right? You need to understand organization in the sense people reaction. So it basically enables to like organization to measure the impact of any application. So in other words, HR analytics is a data driven approach toward HR management. Like whenever your policies are coming, whenever there is a new implementation in the industry, so leaders or organization, executive leaders want to know whether it is going in a right way, or people are associates are not happy with that. So to understand everything about employee experience, the people analytics domain is there. Now people analytics is a like systematic identification and quantification of people's data and business outcome. So whenever there is a data, like you can do anything, but what is the exact the business is looking for. So you need to understand the business outcome, expected outcome, and you need to understand the data as well. Like what are the available data that is there in a system, and you need to analyze them, and you need to make give the solutions to the executive leaders. So that is about people analytics industry. So I would like to see if you have any questions, or like if you want to ask any questions to me.
Yeah, as of now, nothing, Praveen. You can proceed.
As we discussed, like, there is so much data, and like we do analysis, and what exactly we do. So this is a simple graphical representation. So we have so much data, like we have the demographics data, we have pay data, the compensation, and we have engagement data. Like if you send any survey to the employees, you will get a responses from the associates. And you have the performance data, like last 3 years or 5 years, the historical performance data it is here. You have the ATS data. So all together we combine and we clean up. So this is a data process where you use, in a technical term, maybe SQL or maybe big data or Hadoop. So in my day-to-day work, I use SQL to do this process. Like we need to uh, combine and clean the data, right? So demographics is somewhere like in one source, and pay data in one source. So we need to make all the adjustment, and you have to clean the data, you have to combine the data, you have to basically create an architecture to create the data, the final data. And once you have the data, you do a lot of this data science work. So data science part comes over here. You analyze, or you do data mining. Like in the data mining sense, you might like take the subset, or you maybe create new data, like simulate the data with the available data. Or you do some small statistical analysis, uh, where you just need to test a simple hypothesis, or you might do some extensive data analysis work, like data science work, like NLP. So you will be seeing a lot of text data in this industry. Like when you send survey to the associates, you get a lot of text data, like comments. So you need to analyze, you need to understand what sentiment is about this particular survey, or how employees are reacting to it, or are there any key topics that we can look forward. So all these things are comes under here: analysis and data mining and data science work. So this is a simple graphical representation of this HR analytics or people analytics industry. So here you use SQL or big data or Hadoop, where when you're combining and cleaning the data, because data will be huge, so you can't do so much in Excel. And when you're doing this analysis, like most of the times I use R Studio and I use Python for NLP and other deep learning work. So R and Python will be used here, and SQL and big data, like uh, data manipulating tools will be used over here. So what are the existing problems or challenges that are there in the industry for now? So employee experience, like employee experience is there are 100,000 associates in a company. Like how employees are reacting to the organization. like how employees are happy, whether they are happy or not happy. Like employees usually get surveys every quarterly or every half yearly, based on different factors, like on a manager, on the policies, or on the executive leadership team, or existing team members. Like they get a lot of surveys, and we do analyze all of the survey data, and we find a like insights. We find meaningful insights, like how employees are reacting or how employees are experiencing the organization. So that is one problem, and still people are like, there are so many organizations are working on this area, reskilling and upskilling. So assume there are 10 associates, basically they are in the finance industry, but if they are interested in data science, or if they are interested in some other research and development. I'm working in pharma company, so if there are 10 associates from finance industry, if they are interested to work in the research and development of pharma, so how employees supporting to the associates. So they take survey, or they take some of the information from the associates, whether they're interested in learning new things or learning new areas to grow them like professionally. So reskilling, so like for finance people, they get training in the pharma industry, they get training in the research and development, or they get training in the data science industry, so that associates can be utilized in a appropriate way, or the right manner. And also upskilling. So upskilling in the sense, if there are some associates there in the data science industry, but they are not very they only focused in the predictive analytics, they are not exposed to this text analytics. Now the text analytics is very much running in running domain or running technique, and it is useful for the team. So company or organization provide support to upskill the associates from predictive analytics to textual analytics. So what our role in this area is, we need to identify who are the associates that they are interested into going to some other domain or upskilling themselves in the same industry. So if we find out them, and organization will invest on them on the right manner, so that they can be utilized uh, even more further, instead of hiring from external. So organization can utilize the resources internally only by investing some of the amount. And business impact, so assume they have implemented one training, how to present the presentation, like presentation skills to entire industry, like up to 100,000 associates. So they have attended the training, but how the impact is. So we need to measure the impact, whether the training is useful or not, because organization hire from externals, right? So they spend some money on the external trainer, and now the organization leadership want to see whether they wanted to continue those trainings or not in the further. So they want to see the measure, whether the training is useful or not. So in that area also, uh, these people analytics industry or data science in the people analytics team are useful, so they solve those kind of problems. And compensation, so when we say compensation, there are two areas, like equal pay for equal work. So there should not be no biasness towards gender. So that was a project that I was doing earlier. So we need to identify people who are paid less, or if there is any biasness of gender, like males are getting paid less or females are getting paid less, even though they are in the same team, they are in the same industry. So we need to identify those uh, teams or those cohorts, those groups. We need to find out, and we need to suggest to the leadership team, okay, this is a team that there is some biasness towards males or females, and they are not getting paid equally for their equal contribution. So that is one area where our team, like people analytics team, do work, and let the leadership team know the possible areas to make the biasness zero. And also, and this compensation part, like I'm working with Novartis, so in the European Union, like European Union, there are regulatory committees also there, so there are regulatory action items that every organization that they need to submit the report to show that there is no biasness to gender.
Praveen, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, there is one question from one of the
Hmm.
participant, Ratnadeep
Okay.
Pal.
Okay.
Ratnadeep, yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, Ratan.
Ratnadeep, or can you do that? Okay, maybe I will ask in on behalf of Ratnadeep.
Okay.
So the question is, how is feedback survey helping in data science?
Okay, sure. So I'll answer that. Assume there is an organization with 100,000 associates, right? So now associates are getting survey of feedback, or like on a manager, like whether your manager is giving feedback or not, or he is helping you to improve or not. So there will be some questions will be sending to you for manager, or for the organization, whether this organization is supportive or not, whether you recommend this organization to your friends. So there will be some questions, and for each question there will be a comment for the there will be a box, or there will be space for comments. So for each question, the survey, the response is the score. They will be given a score from 1 to 10 or 1 to 7, based on the scale that we have decided. Like, even the questions and scale we decide, people in this team decide and send that survey to the associates. So now we have the questions, now we have the responses on a scale basis, and also on comments also, like open comments from the associates. So now you receive all the data, and for each employee you will be having the details also, like which department he is, which country he belongs to, or which age group he belongs to. So it's our work, people analytics team, data scientist work, to analyze all the results. Like this we will be having the results of survey scale, like 1 to 7 or 1 to 10 for each question. Also comments. So now we have bulk comments, 100,000 comments. 100, assume you send 10 questions to the associates, to 100,000 associates. So each associate is giving 10 comments, and 100,000 associates, so it will be around 1 million comments. Most of the survey will be having more than 20-30 questions. But assume there are 1 million comments. How do you do that? How do you analyze whether the sentiment is positive or negative or neutral, or how people are reacting? If the positive is positive side overall, but how European associates are behaving, how Asian associates are behaving, how US region associates are behaving. So you need to cluster the data, and you need to see the sentiment analysis, and also key topic extraction. So using this topic model, you might have heard there are some techniques, topic models, like latent Dirichlet allocation or distribution allocation. So using that, you will find out key topics what actually associates are talking about. So you don't go every comment by comment, so you extract the topics. In India, like in Asian region, in European region, in Asia, like US region. So you extract topics and you analyze what are the positive words that in each topic that associates are talking about. So first you see the sentiment, you see the topics, and each topic also you see what are the positive items that associates are talking about. Also, what are the negative items that associates are talking about on each area. So to perform all this analysis, you need data science expertise. So does this help?
Yeah, I hope it does.
Okay,
So I
great.
have one more question.
Hmm.
I have a question. So when you are collecting this data, it is purely on the basis of survey, or do you like uh, other than survey? Is there any way of
Yeah.
extracting?
So other than survey, now we have another data source called WPA, like Workplace Analytics. So what we have now, Microsoft is collaborated with Novartis. So what they are giving, so every associate, like how much time they are spending with their manager in a month. So the outlook time, like in a one-on-one meeting or in other discussion. So how much time they are with manager, and how much time they are with the peers, and how much time they are with the other region or other department associates. So that is a meeting time, and how many emails that they are exchanging with different associates in the same team or in other teams or with manager. So all this will help to generate some variables. So if the person is in meeting more time, which means the collaboration percentage is high, right? And if the emails with attachment is more, which means they are doing some work behind and they are sharing the results. So the WPA work will be there. And also in Novartis there is a system called recognition. So you can recognize, every associate can recognize other associate irrespective of manager or leader. So even I can recognize my peer. So that data also will be there. So this person has got how many recognitions or how many points that he got, the reward points. So in Novartis we have that system. If anybody helps you or if anybody collaborated with you, you can reward with some points to that person. So it can be encashed to some monetary benefit. So how much points he got, how many recognitions he got. So that is one way. And also every month that you need to check in with your manager. So like what are the objectives that you have written, and every month then, like how much you have succeeded of your objective in the not only doing project work, also doing your learning. So how much you learned last month, and whether there is a improvement in the learning or not. So that manager will decide and put it in some tools. So apart from survey, these are the sources that we have to measure an impact of employee or organization, like vice versa. It's not only measuring employee, it's a measuring organization as well.
Yeah, thank you. That is good to know. Yeah, thank you. You can proceed.
Yeah. So yeah, we were discussing about compensation, right? So the biasness, and also the another vertical in the compensation is, so I suppose I am with 9 years experience and 4 years in the industry. So having assume like there is 100,000 is my salary, but in the market industry if it is 200,000, so like organization researches to the market benchmark as well. So if there is very much low from the standard market benchmark, so the organization will make a correction to the particular associate salary compensation. So that will give confidence to the associates to stay long in the industry, like in the organization. And also the employee experience will increase. So at the end of the day, the leadership team, from the employee perspective, that satisfaction factor should be like more, like it should increase over like year over year. So it should not decrease. So that's their objective. So given some certain conditions, if a person's compensation is very much low to the market benchmark, uh, the organization will try to increase the salary or make a correction. So how to identify those associates? It is a people analytics team again. So the data scientist or people analytics analyst will work on those kind of problems, and which will be very interesting to know market also. And another area like where our team or our data scientist will uh, involve is talent pooling. So now there are so many job portal applications, right? Like LinkedIn is here, Naukri is here. So if there is an open opportunity with Novartis, there are like 1,000 applications. So if there is a data scientist or senior data scientist application open, there are 100 to 1,000 application will be coming. How do you choose the right candidate, at least to shortlist? Like you can't interview 1,000 associates for one position, right? How do you choose them? Like there are various people reaching out to the one position. So that is also a data science problem. So you need to match your resume, you need to match keywords, like what is your job asking, like job profile, and what the person has there in his resume, his or her resume. So you need to match some resume matching, which is very much interesting problem in the people analytics industry. So you will shortlist directly like about 80 to 90% associates out of interview process using this resume matching or matching score. You need to match this job requirement and what the person has. So give a score, and if the person is matching above 80%, then only choose that person to take the interview. So which is a very interesting and very big problem in this industry. And also workforce planning. So assume there are like 10 or 20 associates and 30 to 40 projects are there. How do you efficiently allocate the person to the specific project? Assume I am there, like assume there are 10 associates in my team are there. So I'm expert in text mining or text analytics, but if I'm given the most of the predictive analytics or statistics work, if it might not be good fit. So you need to identify like overall organization. So you need to identify the right the candidate's skills, candidate strength, and you need to identify the job requirement, what exactly the job is asking. So you need to match the person to the right job. So that the workforce planning is very much important in the big industry, especially like Novartis or Google or Facebook type. So they are very much investing on this workforce planning. So they have set up very big teams to just to identify the right person to the right jobs. So this is also one of people analytics problem. So yeah, these are the problems that they are there in the industry. If you have any questions, I can take, and I can pause for some time to take up the question.
Yeah, I think there are none right now.
No questions. Okay, great. So this is a
Just a simple question, like when you are using this pooling,
mhm.
so you are trying to identify deserving candidates out of so much of
Yeah,
applications
so
which
it's
you are
not
getting, right?
deserving candidate, but like you have the job requirement, right? You have, suppose there is a job requirement of senior data scientist position, but
Yeah.
most of the that job require text analytics work. Like the
Okay.
person should have experienced text analytics or text mining or like topic modeling. But if there are people like data science, also there is vast domain. So if there is a person who is very much good in the machine learning algorithms, like decision tree, random forest, is experiencing the towards predictive analytics. So that person might not match. So the resume matching is a talent pooling.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is a very important aspect of this course or of this workshop. So what data science and what kind of statistics applications that we use, like in like this people analytics industry, what kind of applications that we use. So fussing in hiring process. So just Sharath asked like how you match talent pooling. So when you're hiring a person, like you have the person's resume and you have the job requirement. So you have a lot of text involved here and there. Like in the job requirement there is a lot of text, and in resume also there is a lot of text. So you need to extract keywords from resume and from the job requirement, and you need to match how closely they are. So with the NLP techniques you can match these two, and you can give some score how closely they are each other, resume and the job requirement. So you can give a score and you can prioritize resumes, or you can shortlist your resumes. Like if the resume matches at least 80% with my job requirement, then only we will shortlist or we will select those candidates for the interview. So that will give you almost like half of the work done, like more than half of the work is done, because you don't need to interview all of them who has been applied. So that is one very good problem. And also learning recommendation. So this learning recommendation will happen like deep learning algorithms where we use neural networks. So what this learning recommendation is there, so you must have seen this Netflix, right? So if you are watching a movie, like yeah, with the score the Netflix will recommend you other movies, like these are the movies that you can watch, or these are the movies that you like with this much percentage and all. So in the same way we are doing a project in Novartis. So if there is a person, like there are so many learning platforms also be given to the associates in the Novartis, like Coursera is there. If I am doing a program like Coursera program of text mining or text analytics, and if I'm completing, so the immediately there will be recommendations coming to me via email or via like through my portal. So you have completed this course, and these are the courses that will be good for your professional development. So the learning team, the learning tool will automatically recommend few of the courses. Assume if I am not completed that course, maybe I am not clearing that course, the course which I have selected. So the recommendation system or the recommendation tool will provide you another set of trainings which are basics required for the existing training that I'm looking to complete. So this is also a very good problem, like so much data science involved in this area with learning recommendation.
Yeah,
And
Praveen, there is one doubt which is cropped up from
okay.
Ratnadeep Pal. So
Okay.
it is regarding the hiring process.
Okay.
You are saying matches. You look at the matching parameters, right? So what are those
Yeah.
parameters? How you will identify those parameters? I hope that is the question. So matches on what basis?
Okay. So matches and what way? So here, like first of all, when you look at the job requirement, right? So like what organizations will write, so that we are looking a person who has experience in deep learning or text mining or like engineering area, maybe experience in .NET or SQL, right? So when I'm looking at only job requirement, so I no need to look at the, like I'm just looking at text. So the candidate should have experience in deep learning or in Python. So the first few words which are not uh, useful for me, the candidate should have experience. So these are not very much useful for me. What are the useful? The data science or the Python or the text analytics. So those are the keywords, right? So first you need to extract the keywords from the job requirement. And also you need to, like in resume, if I'm looking at other hand, if I'm looking at person's resume, so the person's right, I have worked with this company for this many years, for like I have used this like Python or some other tool. So what are the keywords over there? So 10 years experience is a keyword, using R is keyword, using Python is keyword. And so now you have the keywords, right? Keywords of the job requirement, keywords of the resume. So there are algorithms to extract keywords. There are algorithms to match the text also. So there are NLP algorithms to match the text also. So based on those algorithms, you will get a scores. So to go more detail on algorithms, I am not sure this is the right platform. Uh, but we can train on those data science algorithm in separate sessions. But yeah, there are algorithms to match the keywords, so that you will get a score, how much they, how closely they are.
Yeah, Praveen, there is one more question. I hope it answers Ratnadeep Paul's question. If not, please respond to that. Okay, Praveen, there is one more question on the same thing, on the same lines.
Okay.
Like this is from Roshan Peter. He wants to know if I know the parameters which are
Mhm.
used for screening the resume, can't
Okay.
I make my resume in such a way that I can purposefully increase my points, giving me an advantage over the others?
That is very much possible, right? That's why people make different kind of resumes based on the job requirement. So that is very much in day-to-day practice. So if I'm looking at LinkedIn, so they will post what are the experience or what are the requirement that they are looking for. According to that, people do update resumes. That is very much existence in the real world.
Okay, I just have a very crude question. Like, so
Mhm.
you said two examples, right? If the industry is searching for, let's say, just experience, for the word experience, and
Mhm.
if I write in my resume, I am not writing experience, but I'm writing like I have worked with this company for these many years. So
Mhm. Okay.
will the algorithm able to predict that
Yeah,
my
yeah,
experience from these
yeah, yeah.
wordings?
Yes, yes, it will be able to capture. So that's the uh, beauty of this NLP, natural language processing. So you don't need to write matching, exact matching word. It can understand the meaning as well. So there are various NLP algorithms that can capture the experience, even if you write, I have worked.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, bro. I hope that answers Roshan Peter's question. Yeah. If not, please let me know, Roshan Peter. Yeah. You can proceed. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's in the hiring process and this learning recommendation. So this, we are creating a tool like that Netflix Learning. The name is Netflix Learning because the Netflix is very famous, and you can see so much recommendation of so much data science work is in the Netflix. So we are trying to implement our own uh, recommendation algorithm in our system like Novartis. Uh, so that's the objective of this learning algorithm. And now, like measuring performance. So how with this predictive analytics or with some statistical algorithms, how this person is behaving with manager, or how behaving in a sense, not the personal behavior, like through various data sources. Like we have check-ins tool. Like every month, the associate has to meet his manager and write his objective, and to show end of the month, again the associate has to go to the tool and write the completion of the goals what he has set up. So there are various tools where we need to understand or analyze and measure performance of the associate. It's not just giving rating like 1 to 5. So there are a lot of back end data science work will happen when the team is performing, when team is measuring an associate performance. So here we use this predictive analytics, because if you are looking into the 1, 2, 3 rating, so that is called a multi-classification problem, where the logistic regression is just binary classification like 0 and 1. If I'm looking into the this measuring performance, so for each associate there are variables like how much time spent with his manager, how much time he spent with other associates, how many check-ins that you have prepared, or how much percentage of goals you have achieved so far. So there are so many variables that are there existing in the data or system. And also our predictive variable is 0 to 5 or 1 to 5. It is a multi-classification problem. So for every associates, the person will get a rating, performance rating. So there also we do predictive analytics or we do data science techniques, and that work also is done by our people analytics team.
Yeah, Praveen, we have a question from Dr. Subhashini. Ma'am, you can proceed. You can unmute yourself and proceed. Dr. Subhashini? Yeah, I think Praveen, you can continue. Sorry.
Oh, okay, sure, sir, no problem. So that's on the performance side. Here also we apply this predictive analytics or the data science algorithms. And another one like informing promotion and salary decisions with AI algorithms such as decision tree and random forest. So promotion. So organization also has some sort of limitations, right? Even if you perform extremely excellent or if you perform good, it doesn't mean that you will be promoting as you reach your the given conditions. Like you need to be there in that role for at least 18 months, or you need to get the minimum of average 3 rating for each year. Even though you reach all the conditions that set up by the organization, you might not get promotion because they also have some sort of limitations, right? So from every team they need to promote only 1 or 2 associates. But if there are 100 associates are existing, so which person they should promote, or which associate that they should promote? So the promotion also, like again, even not only giving the performance rating, we need to provide who is actually giving more to the organization, or who is contributing more, like from 0 to 100%, how much percentage that he has achieved his goals, or how much percentage he has created the impact. So based on that data also the promotion decision will be made. And the salary decision, so that I have discussed earlier, right? So internally also to remove the biasness, or externally to analyze the market benchmark. So same, some senior data scientist with 10 years experience, how the other market, how external market is giving the salaries. So we get information from external sources. So we don't go and get salaries from outside, but there are some external vendors where they will give the market benchmarks. Then we analyze whether this person is above market benchmark or below market benchmark, how this person's salary is there. The salary decisions will also be understand like analyzed by these AI algorithms. So even there also we use these data science techniques. And when you look at the sentiment analysis or traffic extraction, so every survey which we send to associates of the organization, So they will be giving as two-way, like either quantitative or qualitative data. Like they will be giving survey results based on from 0 to 10 rating, or they will be providing via comments. So either way, we need to understand, or we need to analyze, we need to see what associates are thinking every time. So even here also we use extensive data science techniques, extensive data science, and uh, the text mining techniques to understand the data. Also this there is like not only like extensive data science, not only the programming, not only the coding, or not only this deep learning AI algorithms. So we use a lot of statistics as well, so traditional statistics. So like simple testing of hypothesis. Why do we do this testing of hypothesis? So to compare two populations or two samples, right? So assume the organization leadership wanted to introduce one training to a set of people. So they want to understand how those associates are performing before the training, and how they are performing after the training. So it just you no need to apply so much extensive data science algorithms. With simple t-test, or t-test for two means, or t-test for single mean, you can get the hypothesis results, like which average is greater than the other one. So whether the after training is improved or not, whether there is a significant improvement or not. So these are the traditional statistics work also exist in this people analytics domain, which will be very interesting. So yeah, these are the data science and statistics applications. Few, like not everything. Like I have kept which are very much running in the industry right now, and which are I am working especially. Like from last 3 4 years, I'm there in this people analytics industry. So these are all I have experienced and very much running in the industry. So that's why I kept it over here. There are so many other problems also involved where data science and statistical applications are required. Like open for questions.
Nothing right up right now.
Okay, so what next? So now we got to know about what is people analytics, like what are we doing, what kind of data is involved, we have discussed, and what kind of problems are existing. So which also I have like explained, or we have discussed. There are some questions raised, we have discussed. It's good. So we discussed about the people analytics domain. We discussed about what kind of data that they're existing in this industry, and what kind of problems that we are seeing in this industry. And also we are looking at what kind of data science and statistical applications we can use to solve those problems, to give recommendation to our executives. So now what is the impact? So doing all of these things, what is the impact that we create? So typically we are not a revenue generating team, right? So in Novartis, we are not in the sales team, or we are not in the manufacture team, or we are not in the research and development team. So we are in the people analytics team. We are not generating revenue, but from the organization point of view, what are we uh, making the impact? What impact that we are making in the industry, or what impact that we are making in the organizations? So that is also very important. So if there is no impact of our work, or if there is no impact of our team, which means like it's there is no use of existence of this team, right? But we do impact a lot of uh, attributes, a lot of variables. We do contribute so much to the organizations, not direct revenue generation, but other ways. We will discuss about that. So, what impact that we make? So, the same problems that we discussed. So, we discussed about this hiring process problem, what kind of problem that is there in the industry, and we discussed about the solution also. Like we can use NLP or deep learning algorithms, and we can match resume. We can make the hiring process very smooth, or very much efficiently. Like what kind of impact that we make, right? So now like we can save a lot of time, a lot of interview time, and finding the right candidates, right? So instead of interviewing 1,000 associates, which will take at least 4 to 5 months, we can interview only 20%, like 200 associates, which will be done in only 1 month. Just I'm giving the numbers. So which will save a lot of time and a lot of effort also. for the hiring manager, and we will be getting the right candidates into the system within the short time. So that is very good impact, right? For a sales team or for a research and development team, if you are right person in the right time, which means we are contributing to the team, we are contributing to the organization. Measuring performance like unbiased evaluation. If you are doing unbiased evaluation using, like when we are doing this data science algorithms, if the data is neat, like we are doing the thorough work, there will be no biasness, right? So when we are not showing biasness, so the employee confidence will increase. So in my team, if there are 10 associates where we are giving rating, so if all feels that there is no biasness of giving ratings, which means like we feel confident, we feel recognized. Whoever working hard, they feel recognized, right? The employee satisfaction rate will increase. So that will uh, like when your employee satisfactory rate increase, the productivity will increase, which means the company stock price will increase. So indirectly we are growing as a company, like the stock price will increase. So that that impact that we create, the people analyst team who are sitting in like 20-30 people team. So the direct impact will like who CEO will observe our work, and the impact is on the stock price. So that kind of impact we will create. Also the compensation, again, like when you are comparing with other associates, or when you're comparing with the market benchmark, if you are making correction, if the organization is making correction based on the market benchmark, why does people leave the company? So there will be low attrition rate, right? When you have the low attrition rate, which means the company is performing really good. So when the company is performing good, again it will lead to good uh, increment in the stock price. Also culture. So like when associates, like when the organization releases a new policy or new benefits to the associates, so we analyze, like for a 6 months time or 1 year time, we analyze how employees are reacting to the uh, new policy, how employees are reacting to the new policy, and how employees are taking it, whether it's a positive way or negative way. uh, so we analyze all the survey, like if in a one year timeline, if they're releasing a new policy, we are sending survey every quarterly, like whether they're feeling good, positive about it or negative about it, or any areas of improvement that people are giving via comments, or any areas of uh, that they need to take out from the given training or given set of policy. So we will get insights from the associates using survey comments, and we need to extract those meaningful insights, and we need to change those policies to employee friendly. So which means the low attrition rate will happen over a year and year, because organization is valuing employees thoughts, employees thought process, or employees opinion. When organization is valuing employee opinion, definitely the attrition rate or the leaving rate from the company will be decrease, so which will be good to the company. Also this learning, in learning, like people get access to new tools, new techniques, uh, like when you are recommending set of trainings, like when you are recommending set of training to the right associates who is there in the data science team. If you are recommending this text mining or text analytics tool technique, and if you are providing training in Python, extensive coding in Python, so the ability of a associates will increase. So the associate will be ready to take up new challenges. uh, Associates is open to take up the challenges, so which will be good for the team and for the company as well. And professionally also, the associates will increase. The professional learning will also be increased. So that kind of impact we will create. So we will create impact on the organization level, and also individual level also. And also, like when any policy or new training has been released, we evaluate, like when we evaluate, if the associates are feeling which is not good, which is not a right investment, so immediately we can tell them that, so okay, you are providing this training, So before the associates are reacting like this, and after associates are reacting like this, so there is no significant improvement of your training. So the decision of investment will happen from the leadership team. So okay, if there is no impact, if there is no significant impact of this training, why organization wanted to invest so much on that, which is not useful, right? So that is also one impact that we are creating. So from the like from the individual level, from the team level, from organization level, we make impact. So we are not direct revenue generating company, but team, but we make impact. We make impact from individual level to organization level. Any questions that I can take?
No. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, no questions right now.
Okay, that's great. Actually, I'm done with my like introduction to introduction all you to people and this industry. So that's all I have. But I can take any questions on next to mine, or if you want to discuss any data science applications that you are looking to apply, or you have a questions to apply, we can discuss.
Okay, I think that's it. The participants, I think they don't have any questions. Yeah, thank you, Praveen. Thanks a lot for your well-paced lecture, and thanks for taking time in answering every question which we have. Yeah, thank you for the insights.
Yeah, thank you, Sharath. And
Yeah, yeah, uh, the next to the participants, the next lecture will be at 3:30. Okay, between 3:30 to 5:30. We have another expert from Novatrix itself, who is yeah, a senior expert data scientist at the Novatrix department, and he is working in People Analytics group itself. So yeah, please try to join the session again at 3:30.
okay, thank you everyone. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank you,
joining.
Praveen. Thank you.
Yep. Hope you learned something about people in this industry. Have a great workshop, rest of workshop. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. I'll try to get the email ID of the speaker. Okay, and you can interact with him. Yeah, I'll try to post the email ID here. Just for a second. Let me get the confirmation from the speaker, and I will post. Yeah. Anything else you want from the speaker? Anything else? Any other details you wanted from the speaker? Okay, then yeah, I'll just confirm with the speaker to share the email ID.